We forgot your seat, my sister giggled. Brooke tapped one manicured nail against the gold-framed seating chart outside the ballroom. White roses filled the corridor with a heavy sweetness. Through the open doors came the clink of silverware, soft jazz, and the low murmur of guests enjoying a wedding I had spent the last year helping finance. My name was nowhere on the chart. Mom stepped beside Brooke and pointed toward the lobby. You should probably head home, Amanda. We don't want Brooke's special day ruined by unnecessary drama. I was 39 years old, a regional payroll compliance manager who audited corporate ledgers and traced missing millions through healthcare systems. I was not confused, and I was not helpless. I looked at the bride, then at the thick cream envelope in my hand. Don't worry, I said. Looks like we both forgot something. Brooke's smile vanished when she saw the black circular seal of the Domestic Relations Court. Where were you last week? She whispered. Somewhere you should have gone 16 months ago. Mom grabbed my arm, but before she could push me toward the exit, Claire, the wedding planner, hurried over with a payment terminal. I need final authorization for the premium bar and transportation, she said. The remaining balance is $17,500. Amanda is paying, Brooke said automatically. I am not. The color drained from her face. You wouldn't embarrass me over money. This stopped being about money months ago. I turned toward the elevators. Brooke followed, clutching her bouquet so tightly the stems cracked. Don't give Daniel that envelope, she whispered. Why? You told me the divorce was final. The elevator doors opened. I stepped inside and watched them close on my sister's terrified face. 6 months earlier, Daniel had thanked me over Sunday dinner for helping Brooke through the divorce 2 years ago. The timeline did not fit. I remembered paying a final legal invoice only 11 months earlier. When I asked Daniel if he had seen the decree, Brooke answered for him, and Mom kicked me under the table. That night, I opened the spreadsheet I called Family Support. I had created it 3 years earlier, after Brooke appeared at my apartment in the rain, with one pink suitcase and a story about her husband Mason, controlling everything. I gave her a room, paid her rent directly, covered credit cards, and sent checks to a family lawyer. I set a 6-month limit. Mom called that cruel. Your father told you to look after her, she said. Dad had taught us to help people stand. He had never told me to carry them forever. Still, the support continued. Over 3 years, I paid more than $63,000. I tracked every check because my family had a habit of rewriting history whenever Brooke needed rescuing. While she complained about the job market, I worked, studied for advanced compliance certifications, earned a promotion, and bought a modest condo. Mom asked for a spare key. I refused. The deadbolt clicking behind them was the first boundary I had ever heard out loud. When Brooke began planning her wedding, she asked me to review her budget. In the transaction file, I found an $8,600 refund from the divorce law firm. 2 days later, $8,500 had gone to the hotel ballroom. The money meant to end her first marriage had funded the room for her second. I told Brooke I would release the remaining venue payment after she sent me a certified final judgment. 2 hours later, a PDF arrived. The case number was correct, but the clerk's stamp was blurry, the margins shifted, and the judgment date came 3 weeks after the public docket showed the case had been dismissed for failure to prosecute. I compared the document with an old temporary support order. The stamp carried the exact same pixelated blur. Brooke had sent me an altered court document. Mom called immediately. Why are you punishing your sister for finding happiness? Did you see the final judgment? Your father would be heartbroken. I ended the call and emailed Brooke one precise question. Confirm in writing that your first marriage legally ended, and this attachment is the certified final judgment. Her answer arrived 12 minutes later. Yes, I am legally divorced. Release the payment and stop creating problems. I printed it. My friend Elena, a civil attorney, told me not to threaten anyone or post online. Get the official record, she said. Let the paper trail talk. At the courthouse, I purchased a certified docket. It confirmed that Brooke's case had been dismissed 16 months earlier. No final judgment existed. Elena then contacted Mason's attorney and requested any legitimate decree. The response destroyed Brooke's story. Mason had signed a settlement years earlier. Brooke had refused to file mandatory financial disclosures because she was hiding more than $86,000 in credit card debt. He had warned her in writing, "We are still legally married until a judge enters final judgment." Brooke had replied, "I know. I'll handle it." She knew. She planned to marry Daniel, use his excellent credit to buy a luxury home, then quietly repair the old paperwork after the honeymoon. When I called Mom and told her the docket contained no divorce, she went silent. Then she said, "Paperwork can be fixed after the honeymoon. Does Daniel know? He doesn't need every ugly detail." I texted her, "You know she is still legally married." Her answer came 3 minutes later. "I know this family needs you to stop making it worse." Brooke texted next. "Mom says you'll calm down and pay like always." That sentence clarified my entire life. They did not value my love. They valued my usefulness. My money and obedience were the price of my seat at their table. I stopped every uncommitted payment. I removed my card from the bar extension, transportation, and honeymoon suite. I did not dispute services already used. I simply stopped the bleeding. 10 days before the wedding, I emailed Brooke and Mom that the final payment required a certified divorce judgment. Brooke replied with the same fake document. "I am legally divorced. Release the payment." Elena and I prepared a packet for Daniel. The certified docket, the false decree, Mason's warning, Brooke's written claim, and a timeline. No emotional letters, no family history, just facts. I wrote on the envelope, "Daniel Mercer. Please read before signing the marriage license." On the wedding morning, I went to the bridal suite and placed it beside Brooke's lipstick. "You have 1 hour," I said. "Tell Daniel the truth before he signs." The case technically ended. The docket says dismissed. Mom stepped between us. "We'll fix it after the honeymoon." Brooke's victim act disappeared. "If you ruin this," she hissed, "I'll tell everyone you're a jealous spinster who couldn't stand to see me happy." I looked at the woman I had spent years saving and felt only exhaustion. The deadline remains the same. She ordered me out. I took the envelope with me. I did not interrupt the ceremony. I sat in the back, where Brooke had moved me, and watched them exchange vows. I refused to turn a legal boundary into theater. During cocktail hour, I found Nathan, the best man. "Daniel left this upstairs," I said. "Please give it to him before he signs anything." Then I texted Daniel directly. "Read the envelope before signing any legal document." Minutes later, I reached the seating chart. "Oops, we forgot your seat," Brooke giggled. Mom pointed toward the exit. I smiled. "Looks like we both forgot something." Claire intercepted me near the staircase and asked for the $17,500 authorization. I handed her the printed confirmation showing I had withdrawn my guarantees. Brooke came rushing over. "Charge her card." "My gift depended on a legal divorce," I said. "You confirmed one that does not exist." The lobby went silent. Then the private signing room doors opened. Daniel stepped into the corridor holding my envelope in one hand and the state marriage license application in the other. His face was drained of color. He walked straight to Brooke. "Who is Mason Reed?" Inside the signing room, he asked for the exact date her first marriage ended. Brooke gave one date. The application contained another. The court docket showed only a dismissal. "That makes 3 dates," Daniel said. Mom tried to call it a clerical delay. I gave one answer. The certified public docket contains no final judgment. Daniel photographed everything and sent it to his attorney. The officiant capped his pen and said he could not finalize the marriage, while Brooke's legal capacity to wed remained in question. Brooke began crying. "We already said our vows." Daniel stepped away from her. "You let me make those vows using forged documents. This stops now." He revoked his payment authorization. The band packed up. Guests drifted toward the valet. The 5-tier cake remained untouched. Claire explained that the contract still made the couple responsible for the balance. Mom turned to me. "Just cover it tonight. Don't let them humiliate your sister." "That is how we got here." I walked out. Brooke chased me into the hallway. Makeup streaked across her face. "Tell Daniel you misunderstood. Pay the hotel. Just this once. Which lie do you want me to pay for? The wedding, or the husband you never divorced? There has never been a just once with you." Outside, she left a voicemail demanding that I fix everything after the honeymoon. Daniel happened to hear it playing from my phone. He called her and ended the engagement. Then he told me the same false decree had been used in their employee mortgage application. That document would not stay inside our family. Within weeks, Mason filed a new divorce petition demanding full disclosure of Brooke's hidden debts. Daniel dissolved the joint accounts, canceled the house purchase, and requested his ring back. A forensic document examiner confirmed that Brooke had copied the clerk's stamp and signature block from the temporary support order. The word forgery entered the legal record. Her bank discovered she had submitted the altered decree with her mortgage paperwork. She was placed on leave, then fired. Brooke blamed me. I didn't put the document in your employment file, I told her. Then I blocked her number. The hotel, travel agency, and credit card companies pursued their balances. Brooke sold her luxury SUV and moved back into Mom's house. Mom asked me for a loan. I emailed her the number of a credit counselor. You've become cruel, she said. Support no longer means payment. Brooke later sued me for the unpaid venue balance, claiming I had broken a verbal promise. At mediation, Elena placed the certified docket, refund trail, fake decree, and Brooke's written confirmation on the table. The retired judge looked at my sister's email. Her own words tied the money to a legal condition she had fabricated. Within 2 hours, Brooke withdrew the claim and agreed to repay part of the legal fees she had obtained through deception. I did not recover everything. I recovered myself. Months later, Mom asked me to let Brooke use my spare bedroom and demanded a condo key. She can stay in her childhood room, I said. You always said it belonged to her. Then I set my final terms. Email only, no money, no surprise visits. That night, I moved the family support spreadsheet into a locked archive folder. I opened a blank file and titled it My Life. When my quarterly bonus arrived, I paid down my mortgage and bought a solid oak dining table with 4 chairs. By spring, Elena and 2 friends sat around it beneath the warm light of my condo. The room smelled of roasted garlic and fresh basil. My phone buzzed on the counter. Mom. I placed it face down. Nobody at my table had to pay a retainer to earn a seat. Nobody was erased so someone else could feel larger. Every chair was filled by choice, respect, and care. They had forgotten my seat because they believed I would always pay for a place in their family. They were wrong. I had already built a home of my own. Sometimes being needed can feel so much like being valued that you do not notice the difference until your generosity becomes a ransom. Helping someone stand is love. Funding their refusal to walk is not. A boundary is not cruelty. You are allowed to stop paying for your seat at someone else's table, and you are allowed to build one where your presence is celebrated, never invoiced.